Hey, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Please, before you leave, do not forget to subscribe down below as well as give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to see how I created this look and my thoughts on the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette, please keep watching. Hello, and welcome to today's very controversial first impression. Obviously, if you clicked on this, you know that I'm about to review this and use it for the very first time. This is the Anastasia Subculture palette that people hate, and I haven't touched it yet, so I don't know how I feel. But apparently there's something different about batch numbers, blah blah. I did, however, notice, I don't know if you can tell, but my cube shade is like half lifted. Like it's not in as deep as the other ones. That's not really a big deal for me because I can just like push it in. Or if it does end up falling out, unless it breaks, I'll just like hot glue gun it back in. It's a non-issue. Let's do this. My eyes are already primed and set, so I'm just going to dig right in. And from what I have seen and from what I have heard, I'm just gonna do a really light tap. I'm not gonna like jab my fucking brush in there and swirl it around. I paid for this, so I don't want to ruin it the very first fucking time I use it. And I'm not usually like rough with my shadows anyway. I think I'm going to dip into Dawn, the shade Dawn right here, and put that as my transition color. One tiny dip. And there's like no color anyway. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you in so that way you can see my brush as well as the shadow after a little bit of a harder dip. So that's the shadow. So really like nothing. It's working like a normal shadow so far. And I know that these are soft pressed, so you don't have to dig into them. They are very pigmented. Like, not only did I dip in really gently to the shadow, I am also applying like almost no pressure on my lid. Now I'm going to use the brush that comes in the palette. I'm going to dip into the shade Destiny, this nice olive army green shade. Okay, that one had a little bit more. I'll show you. So that's one dip into the shadow. And if you go in expecting for this to basically fall apart, then go in with a little bit of a lighter hand, like what I'm doing. So that way you're not having to buy a new palette every week. I think I'm actually going to switch to a little bit of a fluffier brush. I'm having a little bit of difficulty blending. I must say that this is probably one of the most pigmented things that I have worked with. Okay, well, I don't have fallout on my face. It is slightly difficult to blend, but I kind of went in expecting that. I think I'm going to, I want to try to use like as many colors as I can. I think I'm going to go into New Wave, but with this brush. I think I'm going to put this on the middle of my lid. Why the fuck not? Ooh. I like. Me dipping into these shadows is the equivalent of a teenager like tiptoeing around their house when they're trying to sneak in or sneak out. I am so careful when I'm dipping in here. I'm going to use the shade Axis, and on the brush that comes in the palette, I'm using the small side and put that on the very outer V. It's going to be so interesting when it's done. With the blending end of the brush that comes in the palette, I'm actually going to dip into Destiny just to kind of fluff out the crease. I'm going to bring that New Wave shade in a little further than just the center of my lid because I want to put more colors on the outer portion. You know, I haven't had any fallout on my face. I specifically didn't do my face makeup before I did my eye makeup because I've heard of the amount of fallout that happens. So with this tiny brush, I'm going to go into the shade All Star and kind of go on my lid in between the New Wave shade and the Axis shade. You know what? Since I'm having such luck with not having any fallout on my face, I can't picture the rest, like I can't picture the entire eye look without having my face done. So I think I'm going to hop off camera, finish my face, like start and finish my face, and then I'll come back and finish the eyes. For right now, I'm not sure how I feel yet. It's slightly difficult to blend. They're all kind of what I would consider like more of a packing shade than a swirling shade. So I haven't made up my mind yet. We shall see. I am back. I have face makeup and liner and lashes. Okay, one of my cats really wants to eat the plastic that came around this brush. I took it off, I threw it in my garbage can, and he has been digging in my garbage can for about 20 minutes. He somehow got it out. I swear to you, I buried it under like my cotton rounds of my dirty face, and he somehow found it. And he started chewing it so I could hear it, so I grabbed it out of his mouth and I put it somewhere else, and he's back at the garbage can trying to get it again. Where is he? What are you doing? I have found that with almost any look that I start with doing my eyes first, I find that it looks a little weird until I get the rest of my face makeup on, so that way it's kind of more of a cohesive face as opposed to an extremely dramatic look on the eyes and then nothing. So I have everything else on. I need to finish my lower lash line and maybe do a reapplication on my lid, but right now I like it. I like this color combination. I think it's really neat and weird. I'm going to move on to my lower lash line, and to start that, I'm gonna use the shade Rowdy. So like that's that really deep purple on the outer corner of my lower lash line with this. For the rest of my lower lash line, maybe not the rest. We'll see, we'll find out. I'm going to use Roxy. So that's the peachy shade over here in this corner. For my inner corner, I'm going to use Cube, but I'm going to spray my brush with a little bit of Fix Plus first, because I've heard that that shade doesn't really work unless you do. And I even, okay, listen, Linda, get out of here. Cool. I feel like I'm being insanely critical of this palette strictly because of all of the negative reviews that I've seen about it. So you know what? I like this. My very first time using it, I think that this look is so fucking fun. You know, I'm actually pretty happy with it. And by pretty happy, I mean like really happy. I enjoyed what I came up with. For my brow bone highlight, I'm just going to use the highlight that I used on my face, and that's the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, because I really wanted the drama to be on my eyes and not so much on my face, so I went with like a super subtle highlighter. Just going to use my Makeup Forever Aqua XL because this shit is awesome. Mascara. This is the NYX Intense Butter Gloss in the shade Tres Leches. This is the final look. I like it. You're kidding. This motherfucker. I had my highlighter drawer open, and I have a little Sephora bag with a sample in it. This little shithead went in my drawer and took it out and walked away with it. Oh no, now you stay. Now you stay with mama. I know that if you have been watching me for a minute, you've met Nala and you've probably met Jellybean. This here is Harry, and despite him wanting away, he's actually purring right now. Yeah. Wayne is his favorite, 100%. He mostly tolerates me, but I think he would really like to basically live his life attached to Wayne. So my final thought is I like it. I like the look that I created. I like that it's different. My camera died, got too hot. Don't even know where I left off. So I like this palette. I went in knowing that these were soft pressed, that you needed to have a very soft hand, and yeah, there's kick up, but not like a fuck ton. I'm not digging my brush in there. It's not like I'm, you know, digging for gold in here. Just tap your brush and you're fine. If you want this palette, I would suggest go easy. Also, go in store, swatch it, read reviews, but ultimately, if you want it, you're gonna get it. Like, I wanted it despite seeing the reviews. So it's up to you, but I honestly like it. Anastasia and Norvina are groundbreakers. Honestly, I think that this might be the way that they do their shadows now. The softer it's pressed, the more pigment you get out of it. You just have to be careful. That's my 2 cents. I think that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, as well as please subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to enter my giveaway. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and if you stuck around this long, kudos. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.